Broadcasting now. And funded entirely by change found at the back of a sofa. Ooh. It's Norm and the Fringe.
You know, one thing I found really interesting.
Go on.
That today's been one of the coldest days all year, and I've not been able to get warm all day.
Yep.
And now we've been sat in here for 20 minutes prepping the show, and I am absolutely boiling.
It's because of all the foam.
Is that what it is?
It's all the insulation.
There's foam everywhere
it's
in this
insulant.
room. It is.
It is.
Greetings, welcome to Norm The Fringe. It's a podcast, it's a chat radio show, and it's our weekly catch-up over a cup of tea.
And a biscuit.
And a biscuit.
A biscuit.
You will have to bear with me slightly while we've had to change the setup again, because we're back to audio.
We're back to audio. We're facing each other.
It's really strange.
Face off.
But because of all the tweaks, the audio levels and stuff, so I'll be playing.
It's trial and error, and we've got to keep you busy.
It's definitely doing that.
So you sit over here and fiddle with all your knobs.
So on this week's show,
it's a cracker this week. This one.
We're gonna be delving.
We are.
We're delving deep, and we're going to talk conspiracy theories, but we're going to talk about one particular one that we've discovered fairly recently.
Yeah. It's going to blow your mind.
It's so good. First, we've had a couple of weeks since our last video showed the effort, so we're changing things around a little bit, and doing some audio stuff.
Yeah. Until we get a camera.
Yes.
Because it all went a bit wrong, didn't it?
It did. We were being ventriloquists.
Yeah.
And we were our own dummies.
Yes. And editing is a nightmare anyway, but when the editing is not working for you generally, it's even more of a nightmare. So
this is it.
The squeeze wasn't worth the juice of that one, was it really? So.
No. So we've come back to our comfort zone.
Yeah.
And where we've the stuff we've always done.
Where we belong.
Back where we started.
Oh dear. All these years, we're back here again. But
we'll see how it goes, and we'll add some features as the weeks go on. But we thank you for the patience for our missing couple of weeks again. We got a little run going with the video, and then we ended up.
Well, it was a bit difficult because when we were setting up the visual podcast, I will call it, there was a lot of setup required with that one, how we were going to stage it, the lighting, everything. It took months and months to sort out. And then we did that, and then the camera let us down, and then we thought, right, we're going to have to go back to audio. So it's been a complete overhaul again in the studio. We're still not quite happy with the setup, but we just thought we're going to have to get something out because you guys have been waiting for weeks again. So it's a bit like we had to do the old overhaul thing again for a different type of format. So that's kind of why we've been a little bit absent, because we have trying to get it back to how it was. If you're going to go back to something, you got to make sure it's good enough again.
You're right. And it is nice to be facing you, by the way.
Is it?
It is. It's lovely.
You beauty.
Anyway, shall we press on?
Yes, let's start.
What's new since we started? One thing we have learned recently is something brilliant that we discovered is that I don't know, how did we come across this?
We stumbled across Top of the Pops. I think it was the 80s one, or I don't know when these guys.
There was
were
a random
around.
Top of the Pops on TV.
Yeah, it was like a Top of the Pops 2 type thing. And I was just looking through, waiting for another programme to come on. I thought, I'll have a look at this, see what it's like. Being a music fan and everything, have a look. And we came across this little gem, which was great.
So the discovery is that Shack Attack and the song Invitations makes wonderful hold music.
It does.
Would you like to demonstrate?
I would. That's amazing. Wait, so you get to this point and then just... You are 4th in the queue. See what I mean? It just works. Oh my god. You are 5th in the queue.
How can you go one?
Oh, you can go back. Oh, you can go back in the queue.
Your
We
call.
thank you for your patience. Oh god, it's so annoying. God, what were you going to say?
I said your call is important to us.
Yeah.
Please continue to hold.
Oh my god. And it's always like you're really stressed when they play you something like that.
Norm and the Fringe, a chucklesome episode of audio joy.
Do you know the worst hold music, actually, while we're on to like learning things? I've found that there was a company that had to ring, and they were very sort of locally based, sort of like a very Yorkshire type product that you were trying to get in touch with. And they had a brass band playing, which you think, okay, Yorkshire, brass band.
Yeah.
Right. The closest thing to crazy on a trombone.
No
That was
way.
it was terribly played as well, really. But I was like a trumpet, trombone type thing. It was so annoying. And they just played it on a loop. And then every now and again it'd be like, your call is important to us. Well, it's clearly not, because you're putting me through this hell. I'm not a big fan of that song to start with, so to have like it in a trumpet form was just terrible. Really bad.
It'd have been worse on a violin.
Oh, bagpipes.
Bagpipes.
You can't get worse than bagpipes. I'm sorry for anybody that plays bagpipes, but just stop.
We went to Chesterfield this weekend doing a little bit of Christmas shopping, and there was a guy busking with a violin, and he
You were going to pay him to stop. I was going to see if he had a CD. That was going to be your Christmas present.
Talky bits and shoddy bits galore. This is Norm and the Fringe.
a jingle. High five for a jingle. Which is much better when you're on audio than it is on video.
It is amazing. Are we going to delve into
let's
this?
Let's get into this
I'm
topic
so excited for this.
because this could expand. This could be a part 1 and 2. It could be so big.
We're going to fall down the hole here, aren't we?
Fall deep down the rabbit hole.
Let's go.
Right then. So the conspiracy that we're going to talk about this week is one that I recently discovered, and I can't believe it's new to me. Really,
it was new to me as well. Yeah.
This was in a kind of a YouTube. What's the thing where you go on a YouTube trail and you end up in the?
Oh yeah, like YouTube brought me here.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
It's like I was looking at kittens and now I'm here. What the hell did I just watch?
How did this happen?
Here? Yeah.
So the conspiracy theory is called the Mandela Effect.
Yes.
Now, if you've not heard of this is examples of curious instances which many of us are certain that we remember something in a particular way, but it turns out that we're all wrong.
Okay.
The name of the theory comes from many people feeling certain that they could remember Nelson Mandela passing away while still in prison back in the 80s. But obviously he passed more recently than that. It was in 2013. And there's been people that said they saw clips of his funeral on TV and
back
all sorts of
in the 80s.
stuff.
Yeah.
Excuse me. The false memories of some thinking that their memory sucks, but wonder if they've gone to a parallel universe, or if time travellers have gone back and to the past and slightly changed something. You know, that's a bit like the butterfly effect.
Yeah, but then maybe you're just out of that, so you've out of that bubble.
Yeah.
So then one person says something and the other one might be like, hang on, yeah, I do remember that. And it kind of takes effect a bit
exactly.
more.
You have to excuse my paper shuffling because there's so many notes on this.
There's so many notes on this. We're going to sound so professional with all this paper.
And we've got the tiniest desk in the world.
We have.
Because shoddy effort.
Okay.
One of the theories is based on the principle, I'm going to sound all sciencey now, sciencey alert,
okay,
is based on the principles of quantum mechanics that holds that people experience the Mandela effect of slid between parallel realities.
Whoa, Dr. Livers.
I know.
That's pretty profound.
And it states one of the examples that we're going to talk about later. Another theory posits it, unbeknownst.
Oh,
that's the word of the week.
It is.
To ourselves, but we all exist in something resembling a holodeck, like there is in Star Trek. Oh. So none of this reality is real, and because it's a virtual reality experience, memory glitches and software glitches cause these inconsistencies in our
That
reality.
freaks me out a bit.
It's
Are we
very-
all like in a bathtub full of water with
It's-
like plugs stuck in back of our heads
that
and
goes
stuff?
like Matrix.
Oh,
It's strange.
no.
So that's a couple of the theories behind it. So we wanted to mention some of the examples that people have found.
Because when you first told me about this, I was like, this all sounds a bit tinfoil hat to me, this. You know, we've slid into other dimensions, and it was like, oh, okay, I don't really get all this. But the examples of this, I genuinely were like, no, that actually happened. And I've got really worked up with some of these, like really angry.
Absolutely. I went into a couple thinking that, because there's a couple of these that are kind of more American examples, and I thought, well, I don't see that. And then every now and then there's one, then you go.
We found kind of like either worldwide known things or sort of the British things that we would have known over here, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's really strange. Like it just made me question my existence a little bit. This, it was a bit like I don't understand.
It is. It's weird. So we'll touch on a couple of the examples that legitimately made us both angry in our own way, because we have memories of it being
a certain
different
way. Yeah.
A certain way. So let's get into these. And the first one that we're going to look at
It's a very simple one, this one, isn't it? But
it is. It's the show called Sex in the City. Right. Mm-hmm. Sex in the City. Is it Sex in the City?
I remember it as Sex in the City.
So do a lot of people, but apparently it's Sex and the City.
Oh, okay.
So many people remember it being in the at some point, and people have even posted pictures of old memorabilia to try and support their false memory. People have gone,
that's weird.
Look, it did at one point.
But obviously, if you Google it, this is the thing with the Mandela Effect. Things do change, and you can Google it and find pictures of in the and think, oh yeah, that's fine. But we found with a lot of these, we've Googled them, haven't we? And there is no mention of what people remember, and you can go into the full history of that product or that TV show, and it's got no signs of it ever changed its brand or anything.
This is it, and this is because the beauty of the Mandela Effect and the sliding between realities is there's no way to disprove it, because in this current reality
it is
as it says it is. So there's no history.
That is weird.
So
Okay.
that's the first one.
Yeah.
Sex in the City is not Sex in the City, it's Sex and the City.
Yeah, I'm not convinced with that one.
As with all of these, let us know in the comments, because we're still going to put the audio versions of these on YouTube, so comment below the videos in YouTube.
Yep.
Comment on our Facebook post. Let us know if any of these false memories you believe were right.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Totally, yeah. Okay, this one actually made me a bit angry. And I spoke to my mum about this because she's a massive fan, and she said the same thing. And then when I corrected her, she was like livid, and she's still looking through all her vinyl collection now, trying to work this one out.
Is she found?
She's not found anything yet. She's not actually. She's a bit of a time issue of actually getting this project underway, but it really annoyed her. So, "We Are the Champions" by Queen. We all know it.
Yep.
We all probably sing it when we're quite drunk on karaoke.
I'd play you a clip, but licenses.
Yep. Well, it ends differently than many recall. So, many of those familiar with the song remember the final lyrics being "No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions," and it pauses.
Dun, dun.
Of the world. Yeah. Well, guess what? There is no "of the world" at the end of the song. The song just ends, and it's driving people crazy. So it basically ends with "because we are the champions," and it just finishes. And it is driving people mental because they feel 100% sure that they've heard otherwise in the past. Now, I have heard otherwise in the past. And then when I YouTube this thinking, no.
It's gotta
And
be
every
this somewhere.
single song ends abruptly, and it sounds so alien to me. That I was like, this is not how it's supposed to. It's like somebody's just read that I've read that and gone, let's just quickly edit it.
Edited everything ever.
Because I just could not get my head around that. So, YouTube that, because it does end abruptly, and a lot of people say... There is a bit in the middle, the bridge, where he does do that "of the world," but he also finishes the song like that as well. That's what people are recalling. That does not happen.
It's interesting whether people are, because it happens in the middle of the song, whether people are
thinking it's
putting
supposed
that
to
in
end
at the
like
end.
that, but I feel certain that ended differently. So my mum is like actually trying to search the LP for it now that she has at home to listen to it to see if that is the case, because if it is, she may blow the internet up. People in white coats will come and get her. I feel certain. It'd be like a Men in Black situation going on, because she'll have broke the Mandela Effect.
To be a Cadillac parked outside your mum's house,
just watching and
waiting for the madness to begin.
Okay.
Next one.
Yeah, it's over to you.
This one's really cool, and I did subscribe to what we'll call the false memory on this one. Rich Uncle Pennybags.
Monopoly.
The
Right.
Monopoly guy, the symbol in the Monopoly game.
Uh-huh.
Does he have a monocle?
Yes. And a hat.
Yep. No, he doesn't.
But he does.
No, he doesn't.
Oh my God.
He is monocle-less.
No.
There's an interesting one here as well, because I've got evidence. I spotted evidence about this this weekend, this very weekend. And
Okay.
you were in the room with me when it was on.
Yep.
Ace Ventura 2, When
Yep.
Nature Calls.
Yep.
There's a guy. The woman walks down the stairs.
Yeah,
with
because she
the
made me
fox.
watch it for like half an hour, and I gave in at the end. I hate that film.
The woman walks down with the fox on her shoulders,
Yeah.
and he has a bit of a thing.
Yeah.
And there's a guy with her,
Yeah.
and the Ace Ventura in the film refers to him as this person because he's dressed in tails and a monocle.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a monocle.
But he does have a monocle.
Doesn't have a monocle. He's never had a monocle.
This is so annoying. Just don't, because this right, this one's absolutely just going to blow everybody's heads off, because everybody I've spoke to has just got genuinely angry at this, and I have got so angry at this. I'm going to delve more into like the film side of things.
Okay, this is interesting, because this is your little forte, really. You're a film person, film student.
I'm a film student and stuff like that, so I was a bit annoyed with this. So
you're a BA and all that.
the film, you'll know this. The film starring Tom Cruise about a vampire.
Interview with a Vampire.
No, it's not. It's called Interview with the Vampire. Since when?
Excuse me.
It's actually Interview with the Vampire, despite the fact that entering an interview with into Google shows Interview with a Vampire as the top search, because most people remember that being the title. Because it was a vampire they were talking to, not the vampire. There was more than one vampire. It was a
Well,
vampire.
I've seen Oscars, like award shows where they introduce
They'll be
it
like,
as,
Tom Cruise, the best interview with a vampire.
I've seen footage of people that worked on the film call it Interview with a Vampire.
I've seen the movie poster originally that has a. I remember I think it was my uncle that had it on his wall. But no, it's never been a. It's always been the.
Nope.
Which I don't buy into. And if you don't like that one, you're not going to like these. So Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lambs.
Nice
The most... Well, one of the other famous lines is, "Hello, Clarice."
Hello, Clarice.
Yeah.
Yes.
The only
yes,
problem
yes,
is that never happened. And when Clarice first meets Hannibal, he simply says, "Good morning." Nobody knows, and it's literally eating away at people. Do you like my pun there? That's good, isn't it?
Little
Thanks.
round of applause.
Yeah, he never
That's very
said hello, Clarice.
He
Ever.
never says it?
No. So where have we all got that from?
Where did French and Saunders get it from?
I don't know.
Because in their...
Yeah, they did like a spoof of it.
Unless it's from... I wonder if it is from that.
No. Everybody remembers Hello, Clarice, because he kind of like... It's a really creepy bit in the film. It's like he's got like this dead stare about him, and you're like, whoa. I can't imagine him saying good morning. That's a really random thing to say, because he's supposed to know her name before she turns up. It's supposed to be a bit of a whoa. How does he know about her?
That's true. Yes.
So I don't get that one. This one's going to cause a bit of an issue as well.
My head hurts already, and we've got so many to go.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
So like the most famous line from Forrest Gump, apart from "Run, Forrest, Run."
Run, Forrest. The box of chocolate.
Yeah. So how would you remember it?
something like, I'm not very good at this sort of stuff, but something like my mama said, life is like a box of chocolates.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Well, apparently, it turns out he actually said, life was like a box of chocolates. Which makes no freaking sense. I'm done.
But that's not even English.
I don't know, because I always know it. Mama always said life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. But apparently, he says life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Life was
like a box of chocolates. Why would it was? You're still in it.
Why would you? Yeah. Why do you refer to something that's current in past
I'm genuinely getting angry reading that. I'm putting it down. The last I've got a bit of Star Wars for you.
Oh God!
This is going to open a right thing here, isn't it?
Oh dear!
Right.
Batten down the hatches. Call the Coast Guard.
There's a really famous line in Star Wars.
There's millions.
A really, really famous line though, including Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. They have a conversation. I've never seen the film. Can I just put that out there? But
you're a BA.
I know, but I just don't like Star Wars.
You're a BA. You've not seen Star Wars.
I've tried, but. Right. Luke, I am your father. Or. Right?
That's very good.
It's very good. I know, it's good, isn't it?
Not seen it. That's brilliant. I thought he'd walked in then.
It's one of the most famous phrases from the film. So many people parody it. So many people reference it. There's T-shirts with it on. Everything, right?
Yeah.
But many are discovering that it's not actually what Darth Vader said. He actually says, no, I am your father.
So he never even says the Lukey bit?
No, he never says Luke. He never even addresses him. So is this a misremembered movie line, or did some otherworldly shenanigans take place? Because this isn't the only Star Wars related Mandela Effect actually as well. I've got a little one here that people are going to blow up about.
Right. I'm going to following this podcast. I'm going to message Dave.
Yeah.
My mate Dave, because I know for a fact.
Yep.
Dave knows all the Star Wars films, absolutely word for word.
Yep.
To the degree where he once had a script book.
Yep.
And I used to flick through the book, kind of through the book, and he'd say stop, and I'd turn it over and I'd give him a line, and he'd tell me the next line, and he'd tell me the setting, and
unbelievable knowledge. Yeah, apparently it's no, I am your father. It's not Luke, I am your father. But there's a little one I'm just going to add on. I wasn't going to say.
I'm setting Dave on this.
And this is a Star Wars one as well. Oh dear. Right. Many Star Wars fanatics recall C-3PO being completely gold.
Yeah, I'd say that. I'm not really a fanatic, but I'd say that.
And were greatly thrown off upon discovering that he supposedly had a silver leg. I'm just going to put that there. A lot of memorabilia.
What is silver leg?
Yeah. Donk.
Right next to a gold one.
A lot of memorabilia doesn't even feature the silver leg. Needless to say, it was a surprise to fans who have seen the film so many times yet never noticed the distinctive feature on a popular character. So if you watch all the films, he has a silver leg. But none of his figurines have a silver leg. And I want to check this out because Jason, Not a Well Man, from our visual podcast.
Yes.
He's currently having a Darth Vader tattoo done, and he's got a C-3PO tattoo done.
Right.
He's a massive Star Wars fan enough to ink his body.
That's fairly damn hard. It's permanent.
We could both go to our boffins with this and kind of go, so is he all gold?
Let's double boffin it.
Yeah. So that just completely blew my mind. That is pretty much all the film ones. I think if I discuss any more, I'm going to get mad at them.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Did you hear my stomach growl slightly then, by the way?
It was so cute. Like a little cat.
Many apologies. Okay then, let's go on to... In fact, let's have a little pause.
Should we have a little pause?
And then we'll move on to the next one. I'm only pausing for the simple reason that audio lets me play jingles.
And he just likes to play jingles.
Oh, yes.
Pushy knobs.
Norm and the Fringe. Listen to it. Enjoy it. Anytime.
Look at that nice little boat. He's having a lot of fun out there in his little dinghy. That's what they call him, you know, sailing dinghy.
You're listening to Norm and the Fringe.
Indeed you are. And we are back with more... That was so good. Back with some more Mandela Effect examples. Okay, this next one got me legitimately angry.
Go on.
I just went, no, does not compute, brain hurts. Kit Kat.
Yeah.
Chocolate bar. Take
a break.
You can have a break.
Have a break.
Have a Kit Kat.
Yep.
Does the Kit Kat have a dash? So it's Kit Kat dash.
Yes, it's like Kit dash cat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or no, it doesn't.
Or no.
This is scrambling my brain thinking about it now. I'm absolutely.
There is a dash. It was known as a Kit Kat. Kit Kat without the dash doesn't make sense.
I'm absolutely nailed on certain that maybe not now, maybe in the rebranding and with all the chunkies and all this, and maybe not necessarily now, but within my lifetime,
yep,
I know.
See, I've just seen your notes and I'm looking at it now, and Kit Kat without a dash looks weird, but the one with a dash looks like the legit thing.
Looks right. I'm absolutely certain that Kit Kat at one point has had a dash.
It's that cat again. Ow.
And it just hasn't.
No, I just that hurts my head a little bit actually.
You can Google search it, you can Google image it, you can do as much as you can for this. There are one or two examples that you will see,
photoshopped,
but they are mocked examples to demonstrate the theory itself. They're not actual photographs of a real Kit Kat with a dash.
That's like the Ford symbol, isn't it? The Ford car, and it's got that like thing under the F that looks like a little pigtail.
That's right, yeah.
That curl, a lot of people don't remember that little curly pigtail thing under the F being there, but it is.
And that's always been there as well.
And there is examples online of that though, where people have actually smudged it away to show you, and you're like, yeah, that looks more like Ford. The other one, I never noticed that curl, but now it's there. I'm very aware of it.
You see it,
yeah. It's very strange.
That was a really popular one, and I've asked one or two people about that as well, and just posed the question as I've just asked that now: does Kit Kat have a dash? Kit dash cat? And so many people have gone, yeah,
of course it does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
That's so annoying.
The other one, actually, I know we're kind of going a little bit off what we planned to say, but another one that kind of drops in onto that, which I've asked in a similar thing, is Febreze.
Oh,
and
God,
the air freshener Febreze.
Yeah, I remember us, me and you, like having a real thing about this because it was just, it's phenomenally annoying.
Yeah, the example is that Febreze was spelled breeze, F-E-B-R-E-E-Z-E.
Yep.
Febreze. But now it's just E-Z-E.
Yeah.
And has it ever been breeze as in a double E?
Yeah, it used to be a breeze because the little logo was a little window. And it was like opening the window.
Possibly. I believe it did. I remember it.
I remember it being that one. And it had a little hyphen on the E of the F-E bit.
So it was like Fay. It was like Febreze.
The accent thing.
Yeah,
it had a little accent. So
Absolutely.
it was like Febreze.
But interestingly, when I've done like little pot surveys on people I know on this, that's bit 50-50.
50-50. That's interesting. Okay. So, Febreze.
So there we are. So again, as it with the comments,
does anybody
please
remember
let us know
Febreze?
what your memories are on all of these.
Okay, so this one actually got me quite angry as well. It's a very angry podcast. This one got me really annoyed because I remember this and I've really this one made me question everything a little bit. Curious George, the monkey.
Yeah.
I had a lot of storybooks of him, and he's quite big in America as well as like a TV show, but he came over here, we had a film of him.
I think you can still get...
Jack Johnson did a soundtrack for him quite a few years back.
I know that. I knew
the little
that bit,
the little monkey. He never had a tail.
Well, how's he a monkey?
This is what I mean. I remember him having a frigging tail. This is really annoying me.
You nearly swore.
A lot of people even claim to remember seeing him use his tail to swing from the trees, and that was what I was just going to say. My book involved him learning to climb like a monkey does, and he fell one day and he got his eyes shut like, oh no, and then he realised that, I've not fell, and it was his tail that saved him. And I remember that book.
That's a really vivid memory as well.
Because it kind of ignited it again, because we watched that Planet Earth thing with David Attenborough the other week, and it was about that monkey, and I went, that was basically my Curious George book. and I swear to God that was the thing. So if you look up pictures of Curious George right now, you'll see that he doesn't have a tail, meaning either your whole memory of the thing was made up or you've like drifted into a parallel universe. The weird thing is, though, now he hasn't got a tail. He looks like this weird, hairy human. I'm not even sure what he's supposed to be.
It's a little bit odd, that, now, isn't it?
Because he doesn't look like an ape. You know, like, if you look more like an ape, gorilla type thing, they don't have tails, so I could understand that. But he genuinely looks like a monkey with no tail, which is really weird.
Or is he a really, really, really hairy little boy?
Is he a hairy little boy that hangs around with a man with a yellow hat on? I don't know. It all gets a bit weird for me, so I'm not all...
Whoa.
Kitted up on it.
Whoa.
Let's just step back. Yeah, so that one made me really angry. It made me nearly swear then, that one.
You did. You censored yourself really well then.
It's just so annoying.
That's good. That's
Curious
really
George.
good.
It's just
Curious
a weird,
George.
hairy ape kid thing. Ugh, move on. Please move on.
Move on. What are we on to next? I think this final one...
It's the final one. It's the biggest, like, Mandela Effect, isn't it?
Is.
It's the one that absolutely blows up all the forums.
We've fair blasted through these, haven't we?
We have. Fair blasted.
I expected this to be about 3 hours long,
Well, to be honest, they're like short and sharp, aren't they? Get to the point. Tell people what they need to know about them. Bro. I don't know why I'm doing this whole like West Side thing with my hands. I have no idea.
No idea.
Yo.
There are times this would be good on video.
Hey, yo. Tell them about the thing.
The 4 previous episodes were not those times. But this time it could be. Right, yes. The final and most popular one, or potentially most popular one, it's certainly the one that's cited the most, is the story of the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah.
Right, the Berenstain Bears were a book series and cartoon about a family of bears, known as the Berenstain Bears. However, if you look now, they're actually called the Berenstain Bears. So picture the word, so it's Beren, B-E-R-E-N, Steen, S-T-E-I-N.
Yep.
But it's actually Stain, S-T-A-I-N.
Quite a few people I spoke to about this as well, because I think it's an American thing as well. Quite a few people in the UK I've spoke to about this know him as the Bernstein.
Bernstein.
But it's still Steen.
Maybe my mispronunciation.
No, I think in America they do call him Berenstein. But over here I think we just didn't know how to pronounce it, so we kind of did like a Bernstein. I don't know.
Bernstein.
But we kind of went
Bears.
Bernstein Bears, but it's apparently called Bernstein Bears, which is a bit, or Berenstain.
It could be a second silent E.
It could. You go with what you feel, though.
That's fine.
You know.
Many, I mean, we're talking millions here, not just a few thousand. Millions of people, American children, and so on. In fact, randomly, even your mum.
My mum went a bit mad at this,
remembers these as the Bernstein Bears, not the Bernstein Bears. There's even a little bit of interesting evidence to this.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this. And this is that somebody on Reddit, the wonderful website that is full of all sorts of craziness.
It's crazy.
Not that this is crazy. One Redditor, as they're known, even found an old VHS tape. He was clearing out his garage.
Yep.
His garage.
His garage.
And he found an old VHS tape.
Right.
Of these. But the interesting thing was that the label on the front, on the flat, the big square label on the front of the tape said Berenstain, but the label on the spine was Steen.
What?
And this is another one. This is like if your mum finds that Freddie Mercury album with.
This is just going to absolutely blow it the world.
This went mad. Everybody went, whoa! And it wasn't a mock-up. It not made a label. It's been through all the photographic and scientific tests. Lots and lots of scientists and various people have looked at this to try and debunk it and said, no, he's pulling one here. It's not right. It's not. They can't. It's genuine. As far as they can tell, this label is legit. He's found.
That's amazing.
It's got both names on one VHS tape.
What? Is that like because that tape didn't quite cross over into another dimension, so it's kind of like
Maybe
got
something's
stuck
just
and got
something's
merged.
not quite the
Wonder
Matrix.
what it was when you played the tape. Wonder what that showed up.
Hey, that'd be interesting. That would be interesting, actually.
Mm.
They never said that.
No.
I've seen the picture, and the picture is just of an old VHS tape, and there's the top shot and the bottom shot. And it says, I was just clearing out my garage, and in a box I found this. And then when I looked at it closer, I blew my mind because look, and it shows the two pictures.
That's amazing. That's
wonderful.
so weird.
So who knows what's going on there?
God. So that was the Mandela Effect, then, isn't it?
That's the Mandela Effect.
Yo.
Now, for the interest of balance,
Oh yeah,
we
'cause
sh-
we're all about that. in
we're
this
all
show.
about balance.
Oh, yeah.
We should do a little bit more sciencey. I feel like I should put a white coat on.
Shall I get my glasses?
If you want.
Oh, so what have we discovered?
Do what you
today?
feel. A leading psychological theory
Whoa.
holds that memory is constructive, not reproductive, which means the brain builds memories out of various bits and pieces of information on the fly, as opposed to playing them back like a recording.
Right.
Because of this, memories aren't pure, and they can be distorted by a number of factors, including bias, association, imagination, and peer pressure.
That's true.
So using the Bernstein-Bears theory, one explanation for the variant spelling is that the names ending in "steen" are far more common than those ending in "stain." Therefore, people's recollections were distorted to go with the prior association of the more common name.
Yeah, because if you think about it, when I don't know whether you ever saw this, but they did an experiment once with a group of people. I think it was on TV, and they did a thing where they were going to test the memories, and they showed them different things, told them different things. But I think what it was is they were supposed to recall a memory from their childhood, but they were exposed to different things throughout the day, so that manipulated their memory of that childhood thing.
Wow.
So like they were exposed to, say, like a cat picture that was on the wall. Everywhere they went there was the same cat picture on the wall. Very subtle, not aware of it.
Yeah.
There could have been a cafe and this cat picture's in the wall in the corner or something like that. But eventually the childhood memory came about a neighbour's cat. But the neighbour's cat looked a lot like the cat in the picture. But the cat that they knew did not look like that.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's clever.
Because they knew about, they said, like, what's your childhood memory going to be about? And they were like, oh, I'm going to tell you a really funny story about my neighbour's cat. So they knew what it was. So then they put a picture up of a random cat everywhere they went for a day. And the people weren't aware that this cat was shown to them.
Yeah.
It's like subconsciously.
Subliminal
It was like a
thing.
white cat or something.
Yeah.
Well, turns out that the neighbour's cat was actually black, but they were like, what does the cat look like? Oh, it's white and it's got a black tail, and it was exactly the same
They
picture of
described
the
a
cat.
picture cat, not the actual
Because
cat.
your brain can only take so much from memory. It can't recall it absolutely unless it was some sort of traumatic event or something that you really remember every minute of it. But other than that, you can manipulate your own memories without realising it. So I kind of understand that theory.
That's true, and that leads me on to, just before we started, I was telling you about a story that I heard from a friend about that kind of backs this up. And he was in the forces, and as part of the training for the forces, they did some observational techniques and training.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they did was they'd show a video, say it was a 5-minute video,
Yeah.
and they had to watch the video, and then after viewing, they were tested on what they'd seen.
Right.
A lot of the questions they got right, a lot of the questions they had to think about, and so on. One of the questions on the video was, what colour was the gate?
Right.
Now there was, I don't know how many people they said there was in this room. But it was a group training session, so there was multiple people in this room, and everybody said the colour of the gate in the video. Only to be told that in the video there wasn't even a gate.
Oh my God. Right, yeah.
But it was kind of this collective
Answer.
misrepresentation of what they'd seen. There was a fence,
Yeah.
but where there was a gate, where there should have been a gate, there wasn't a gate, there was just a gap.
Oh my gosh! Right, yeah.
But these people,
So they filled in the gap, literally.
They literally filled the gap with the gate
my
and
God.
gave the gate the same colour.
This
as
is
the
what I mean.
fence.
We will often. We don't take everything in, so our brain will make something up. It will literally fill in gaps. So I can understand some of the science behind that, but equally finding a VHS tape with 2 different tiles kind of blows that one up a little bit.
It is a little bit weird.
Yeah.
It is a bit.
I think if you've actually got proper solid evidence, then it could be literally somebody wanting to rebrand or whatever and not wanting really to go back on the old brand. Let's destroy everything that was ever known of this brand. You can go that route with things. Maybe that's the reason why we get a lot of false memories, but they are actually proved to be right. But I think obviously the false memories that are constantly and just never proven, maybe it is just our way of sort of just filling in the gaps.
But
maybe.
This I find this amazing, but also a little bit personally infuriating as well. For example, going back to the Kit Kat thing, if that's a false memory of mine, you believe it so.
This is it. This is why it's
all-encompassing.
It's a clever effect because you don't really know what's up and what's down, which is probably why it's so popular, because you really don't know. I mean, the film ones have thrown me, but maybe that's just we mishear. Chinese whispers, isn't it?
Yeah.
We mishear something and then we pass it on, and then eventually it becomes so iconic that the original source was nowhere near what it was. Some of them still, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, Interview with a Vampire sounds better than with the. It sounds weird with the.
With Interview with the Vampire with a See, it sounds quite. I think it sounds quite similar as well.
I blame people of Yorkshire for that one. I reckon a lot of people went, "Oh, let's go to that Interview with a Vampire." We're. I said with the. I bet it's us. It's us. Guys, we're civil aim.
That Tom.
That Tom Cruise man, isn't it? Got his fangs out. I don't know. Maybe that might be it. But then again, some of these I don't buy. I swear to God, the Monopoly man had a monocle. I'm just going to stand by that till the day I die.
Well, rest assured.
Yes.
That you are not alone.
No.
In that.
Do you know another example of that as well? I'm sorry to bring that back up again, because you said about the Ace Ventura thing.
Yeah.
We had, obviously everybody had a Monopoly game growing up, we all had it in the house, but we had a Monopoly game for the PlayStation, and it's basically the board game but in PlayStation form, so you could all play. You pass the remote around and all play.
Okay.
And when you reached a certain point, or you banked something, or you got paid or whatever else, we used to call him money bags, used to turn up. And if he'd usually skip along with your character or something on the board, or it was quite animated sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I remember one at times, if you bought something or did something, it would shock him so much that his monocle would fall out. Because he used to get hit in the back, from, I don't know, a house falling because you'd bought something.
Yes.
And he'd kind of roll away, but his monocle would roll off in other direction.
And that was an animation in the game?
Yeah. Because that's why I didn't get it. But then I've tried YouTubing that and I can't find it anywhere. In fact, I can't even find the PlayStation game. And we definitely had that. But
you've talked about I've witnessed family discussions about that game.
Yeah, because it got really funny. Because in the end, you just you could cheat on it so easy. Because there was no physical money, so it was all a bit. You just change it, and equally as well, it was just so predictable that you knew you were going to land on the waterworks every other stop, and it used to be quite funny because we used to play it as a bit of a laugh. But I do remember that monocle he either used to when somebody'd hit you at the back of the head, so it'd come flying out.
Yeah,
that used to happen. Or one at times you rolled away and his monocle went the other way, and he had to chase after it and. Yeah,
that's amazing.
But I've asked other people about this, and most people don't even remember the PlayStation game. So I'm a bit on my own with that one, I think. Yeah. So yeah, I think we've delved fully. I think we need to climb back out. Actually, it's getting a bit
you're probably
much.
Right. That's we're going to need a moment or two, I think. I've heard this one for a while. I don't really like it, do you?
It's a bit monotonous. Monotonous? That sounds like hippopotamus. It sounds like something on a PlayStation game, this. It's a bit Crash, isn't it?
nice, yeah. Oh, I like it again now. That's all right.
Oh, it's getting a bit funky now, isn't it?
There you go. I dropped it.
What on earth was that?
That was just a little...
Was that you trying to be like down with the kids or something?
No.
Ah.
No.
I'm just looking at your soundboard. You got some really strange names there. I don't even want to know what horny bed is. No idea. Don't really want to know.
That's the mute. That's another music bed.
Oh God.
Do you want to hear it?
Oh, go on then.
Being as how you've asked.
Is it working? Oh, I used to like this one.
This one's better. That's the one I was going for, actually. I'm out of practice with these, you see.
Yeah. Horny bed. I like a horny bed. It's good, that. Yeah. Oh, I get it now. Because it's a horn and it's a music bed. I get it now. We're so technical. Oh, you just dropped that one, didn't you? Oh. Drop it like it's hard. Yes.
Norm and the Fringe is not recorded in front of a live studio audience. In fact, it's recorded in a spare bedroom in Yorkshire. There's a nice view of the garden, though.
So, let us mop up and wrap up this week's shoddy effort. Now we've discussed all the Mandela effects. As we've mentioned, if you have any of these similar false memories to us, or you want to add more to the list and things that we can
like look into them.
We can research.
We can debunk them, or we can,
check all this stuff out.
Delve with you.
Please let us know. You can tweet us. We're on Twitter. It's at Norm The Fringe. Find us, search us, like us on Facebook.
Yeah.
And we'll interact with you on there because we love a bit of the old Facebook.
Facebook.
Comment below the video on the YouTube channel, or you can email us if you want. If I ever remember to think about checking it.
Have you ever checked our email?
Maybe once, middle of about 2015.
I'd laugh my head off if we've got loads of emails.
There probably is a bit millions in there. Anyway, that's studio@normanthefringe.com.
We will start checking it.
We will start checking it.
Yes.
But yeah, most of our interactions tend to come from Facebook, to be honest.
They do,
these days.
yeah. But we do always check all our other social media accounts as well. So
yeah. But either way, please do get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you about anything that you want to share. Potential topics, comments on topics, something silly or funny that you found on the old interweb that you think we should share. We can do, which we will do when we kind of back up and running with the audio stuff again as we are now. We'll bring a couple of features in. And just before we finish, I wanted to mention a couple of the forthcoming ideas for the features. The first one, which will kick off pretty much straight away on release of this episode, is the Norm The Fringe never-ending story.
Yeah.
Now, what we want to do with this is, do you remember when you were a kid and you'd maybe at school and you'd write a story and somebody would write a line and then you'd fold a piece of paper over and somebody would write a line and you'd keep going, and then in the end you'd read a collective story and somebody would colour it on. Yeah. Well, do you think that would be possible to do that on Facebook using the comments?
I think it is. I think it'd be funny.
If all else fails, we can give it a try.
We can have a good giggle.
So keep an eye out for that. The Norm The Fringe never-ending story. We'll have any other
story. That was beautiful. That was amazing.
That was like
way to go, you.
We'll have our any other business section, which is the bit where we feature bits that don't fit into any other bits.
Just don't fit into our lives. It doesn't fit into yours.
And because it's our first one back, usually we'd do the highlights in keywords and name the show with a comment and that sort of stuff. But we'll bring that back as we roll on. Yeah. Just before we do go, mentioning comments.
Comments.
Thank you to Amy for the comment about the 9/11 conspiracy theory.
Yes.
We did see it. We did notice it.
We've done some research. On it, but obviously with all the Mandela Effect stuff, we didn't really have time to. I think we've got a couple of conspiracy theories, part 2, 3 and 4 coming up, I think.
Possibly,
if everybody likes them anyway. But Amy, we have took into account yours, but it is just as big, probably bigger than this one that we've just discussed. So we kind of wanted to give that its own thing.
Yeah, because it is massive.
It's so massive. There's so many points and stuff. But if there's any particular points, Amy, that you have sort of drawn to as a conspiracy theory, then let us know as well, because we'll sort of focus more on that side of things.
Absolutely,
Yep.
yeah. And all your comments and suggestions. Jason Nottowellman
He's not a well man.
said that wood seats itself is one big conspiracy
Oh, it
theory.
is, Jason. J-Dog, you can hear me. You feel me in it, bro. I don't know why I keep doing this stupid accent. What is that about?
Oh,
Tell you
dear.
now, Jason, not a well man, he fixes a good toilet. Shout out.
Well, if it were a good toilet, you wouldn't have to fix it.
No, he fixes a mean toilet. Push to flush, people. Push to flush.
Don't
Thank
pull
you very
the lid
much.
off.
Don't pull the back of the toilet
And
off, or
pull
I
the
will
cistern
brain
out.
you. Yes. Just putting a nice customer's notice out there. Thank you very much, people.
This is marvellous. Here we are towards the end of 2016.
Talking about
and
toilets.
Talking about toilets. And more weirdly, people don't know how to flipping use one.
Yeah. So Jason was our in-house plumber the other week, and he saved our lives. God bless J-Dog. Thank you. Thank you.
Have we discussed our talkie for next time?
No, we haven't.
We'll work one out. Check us out on the old social medias for it. And that, I think, we will call that. We're sort of back in audio form.
Yep. Shoddy as ever.
We'll get used to it. We'll continue to improve. Oh dear. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you can join us next time, we'd love to have your company.
You giggling?
Meanwhile, go to our website at normanthefringe.com, where along with these podcasts you'll also find some show notes, an occasional shoddy blog, and those Amazon and eBay links on there too. Not mentioned those. Check out the show notes. You can subscribe on the website as well, and then you'll receive all the updates direct to your inbox. And the podcast is on iTunes and on YouTube. And if you subscribe on iTunes, please rate and review it, because it just makes us a bit more visible. And we'll love you forever for it. Forever.
R&R.
So thank you again for your company. We'll see you next time. And as we always say, if you did enjoy the show, tell us. If you...
You just completely messed that up. That's amazing. Do you want me to do it?
Go on,
Do you want me
you
to
do
do
it
it,
then.
sweetheart?
There you go.
That's all right, love. You just sit down now. Play with your knobs again.
That's
That's
all
it.
right.
So, I don't even know where that is.
Bottom there.
Oh my god. No, I don't. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing it. So. Oh, you wrote that really weird. All right. Well, anyway, I know it off by heart anyway. So, if you didn't enjoy the show, tell us. If you did enjoy the show, tell everyone.
Happy to smile below the lazy eyes, and the face that's not attempting to disguise.
You are 7th in the queue.
7th?
It's an open invitation showing all the signs. Sample my supply.
We're sorry we couldn't take your call. Please ring back another time.